I was a bench jeweler for 18 years before I struggled with trembling hands at the bench that made it hard to do work. I also had relentless sinus infections for about 2 years that just kept getting worse, that antibiotics would not touch, that nobody could figure out, and actually canceled 2 different sinus surgeries as I tried to outrun these infections. Meanwhile, I also had an all over head to toe body rash that a dermatologist and an allergist couldn't explain with all of their testing and multiple biopsies. In addition to that, I had crazy brain fog, much worse than forgetting where you put something 5 minutes ago. I would forget where I put something instantly and felt like a shell of who I had just been months prior. I was gaining weight, I couldn't think straight, bloating, gut issues I'd never had before, and no explanation for anything. So during all of that, I also had a pregnancy with a lot of symptoms, and Hashimoto's thyroiditis came back after I had been in remission for several years. And I saw my primary doctor, then an allergist, then a dermatologist, then specialists for second opinions. Nobody connected anything. It was a lot of dots and nobody finding a single thing other than potential surgery as a temporary relief to what I was told would be a lifelong series of never-ending sinus infections. Not acceptable at all. This came out of nowhere. I had no history of this. I had occasional, sinus infections as a child. Allergies were not a part of my history. None of this made sense. 2 months into my own research, I discovered mold illness was a thing. I literally walked to the back of the commercial space I rented for my business, looked around, knew something had to be different, and saw it on the HVAC system, little black specks all over it. Didn't know mold was a thing. Went down the rabbit hole, found within a couple of months lots and lots of experts who knew all about this subject, lots of explanations that described perfectly every symptom I had had to a T, and professionals, practitioners who knew what to do about it. 6 months later, I finally was able to get in. I had a long wait with a practitioner who understood it, who was an expert. 2 more years of very hard work and lots of protocols while I was trying to get out of the moldy space. That took another year. 5 years later, and now having become a practitioner myself, because other protocols were failing me or done in the wrong order, I'm almost back to myself 100%. Very, very close. Night and day, only just a couple tiny lingering things left. So it's been a very, very long road, but I am almost thankful at this point that it happened because I'm a lot healthier. I know how to stay healthier. This will never happen to me again. And I became a practitioner not because I was tired of doing jewelry. I love jewelry. I always will, but because nobody was helping me. And even the people that were helping me weren't doing a good enough job to prevent me from having to go back to school myself. So if this sounds familiar, follow me. I will be sharing more of my story. Or if this just interests you, follow me for that too. I'd love to have you.